and let's sit down in a circle and hash this out and find a solution, because I don't want to wait another 25 years. This just can't be going on and on and on. Naja, Chief Red Cloud is 94 years old. I made a vow to him 7 years ago that before he passes on, we're going to have some type of situation, some solution for the Treaty of Fort Laramie of 1868. And Chief Red Cloud lived a treaty every day of his life. There was a time where nobody wanted to fight for the treaty. Actually, a lot of our people were ashamed of the treaty. Not Chief Red Cloud. He would get on your case if you violated a treaty. And so I come here hoping to gain momentum, and yet there's no solution in this room. We're talking. When is this talking going to end? Are you all Americans, so you just talk? Americans are known for lying, thieving, stealing people. Is there Americans in this room? I don't think so. I think a lot of us are honorable people. So let's find a solution, Mr. Chairman. I'm just tired of hearing all this talk. And let's get in one common vision statement or something so we can all walk that talk and not just keep talking. Because the Lakota people, we're tired of this. We went through genocide and historical grief and trauma. It's not the easiest way to live. But we found our own language. If you speak your language, use mechanisms in your language to help you deal with pain, to help you deal with grief. And I have not heard this here. Do you speak your own language? If you don't, you have no business representing traditional peoples. And I'm Alex Whiteplum, and I said this. And if you want to have words with me, let's sit outside and I'll discuss this with you. I represent elders, treaties. Our meetings are in Lakota, and they're honorable, they're gentle. We're matriarchal. Before we do anything, before I left, my aunties, my cousins, my females, they had a ceremony and they had a little feed, and they sent me up here in an honorable way. And before I come here, the Lakota people have a word called Omaha. Omaha. That means you're given 3 feathers. And with those 3 feathers, that's a designation that I can go out of my territory and talk treaty, talk to other people about the needs of the Lakota people. So I'm just wondering if I'm in the wrong room, Mr. Chairman. How many of you are real in here? This is what I'd like to know, but you do not have to answer me. If I have to come back next year, I'd like to see some real traditional people. And I want to talk Lakota next year. I'm not going to talk in this English language no more. I will bring my own interpreter that can interpret to you what I say. Because when you speak English, you don't get to the point of what you really want. So this is what I bestow on everybody in here. Look at yourself. Seek yourself. Do you really represent your people in a traditional way? Because we don't like colonization. We lived with colonization for 144 years. And we looked at it and we reviewed our past. And we don't like living the Washechun way. Washechun means the takers of the fat, or American people. So we've decided we're going to go back to our ancient ways. Because the Lakota, we have origin stories that deal millions of years back. We know when the first plant grew. We have stories about how the horse came to us. We have stories about the trees. Which one's gentle, which one's a bully. We know these stories. So we're ancient people. Mr. Chairman, we're not going to keep living in this colonized way. So I'm really asking for support. But I don't know if I'm in the right position or the right place to get that kind of support. This is all I'd like to say to you, and I hope I didn't offend nobody, but I just wanted to express myself. I've been here for 6 days, and this is probably the only chance I'll get to talk, so I'd like to express what's on my mind. And I'm not here to represent myself. I represent Chief Red Cloud and 9 Sioux Indian reservations, the traditional people who still speak Lakota, who still practice their way. So I just want to say this, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.